it is so much harder to fight for your freedom from behind bars. I'm Eliza Orlins, career public defender in Manhattan for 15 years, and I want to talk about preparing your defense while you're incarcerated. This is a situation that Luigi Mangione is facing, who is currently in custody. When you're in custody, preparing your defense becomes an uphill battle. When your lawyer comes to visit you, they have to coordinate with certain hours. There are certain hours where the jail could be on lockdown. They have to go through security clearance and check their phones. They have to deal with a whole host of issues just to get in to see you. And then if you want to have confidential conversations, well, good luck with that. Sometimes there are glass panes in between your lawyer and you, which make it very hard to hear one another and you have to speak up. Sometimes there are just wire bars. Sometimes there are other people seated in that area. Now compare that to someone who has the ability to go to their lawyer's office, shut the door, have those conversations in private that are really necessary to adequately prepare a defense. Not to mention the access to evidence. So when you're not in custody, your lawyer can just hand you all of your documents, can give you copies of your video, you can view it at your leisure, you can take all the time you need. Whereas when you're in custody, that has to be done in a certain way, it has to follow procedures. It's much more difficult to have access to the evidence against you. There were plenty of times as a public defender that I've put evidence, documentary evidence in the mail, snail mail to my client, and it has taken weeks to get to them. It has to go through all these checks, even if it says attorney mail to client. This isn't just inconvenient. This is a violation of basic fairness. And this is something that everyone who's in custody pre-trial is facing. Luigi Mangione, just like everyone else facing charges, deserves the presumption of innocence and deserves the ability to adequately prepare their defense. The reality is, being in jail, even though you do have access to your evidence and your attorney, it makes this so much harder. And next time you hear someone say, well, they're in jail, they must be guilty, push back. Say, that's not the reality. People who either can't afford to buy their freedom or aren't given the opportunity to be at liberty pending trial still deserve to be presumed innocent. This isn't just about one case or one person. This is about the integrity and ensuring fairness in our criminal legal system. Feel free to leave questions in the comments and make sure you're following for more, especially in all the other places in case some of them cease to exist.